just want to ask this question this morning or this afternoon is, obviously, we say it at our church a lot that there's no perfect people allowed, right? So knowing that there's no perfect people probably in this room, is there anyone here, though, that would admit to maybe breaking every law? God's law, 10 Commandments, breaking them all. Is there anybody that would admit to breaking all of them? A couple? A couple people, a couple honest people, okay. Is there anybody here? Yeah? Well, let me do this first. Let me remind you what James says, just in case you've forgotten what James 2:10 says. It says this in 2:10. For whoever keeps the whole law and yet stumbles at just one point is guilty of breaking all of it. So is there anybody here that maybe has stumbled a little bit? Maybe broken one? Yeah. So let me ask the first question again. Yeah. Is there anybody here that's broken all the law? Isn't that sobering to think of it that way? But that's really where we stand as broken, sinful people. We've broken all the law. And of course you say, well, I've never murdered anybody. What did Jesus say about murder? If you have hatred in your heart towards someone, it's like murdering them. Well, I've never committed adultery. Oh yeah? Well, if you've lusted after someone, you've committed adultery. I mean, when grace came, the New Testament, this new covenant, the standard went through the roof. I mean, it's easy not to have adultery, to be in an adulterous relationship. You just don't do it, right? But my thoughts, hating someone, the standards just went off the charts when the new covenant came, because God's standard is perfection. And when you think of righteousness, if I were to say that Sharon Hill is a righteous woman, what would you think? How would you describe Sharon Hill? Anyone? If you heard that Sharon Hill's a righteous woman, what would you think? What was that?
Blameless.
Blameless. Good.
Right standing.
Godly woman.
Right standing. Godly woman. Yeah. All of those are correct. And those are true. Those are true. But has Sharon Hill kept all the law? No, she hasn't. But does that make her unrighteous? No. Let me put it. We got a group of professional women in here, and when word started spreading today at KCBI that I was going to be gone at lunchtime, and some of the guys at KCBI began finding out what I was doing today, and they found out that I was speaking for the Fellowship of Professional Women, I had some explaining to do, obviously, to these gentlemen. Without a doubt. They didn't give me too hard of a time, but I tried to think, well, what in the world do I have to say to a group of professional women? And let me give it this way. If you're a sales lady, salesperson, saleswoman, and you're on a business trip somewhere, and you have just a great day. I mean, you have sales out. I mean, everybody you called on, you sold something to. Just an incredible business day. And you're headed home that day, and you're walking down, or you're headed back to the hotel, and you're walking down the street, and you see this homeless guy on the side of the road. You say, "Here you go, buddy, have $20." You move on down, you see this elderly lady trying to cross the street. You help her across as well. All of a sudden, this ball comes over this fence from the kid's backyard, and you pick up the ball, and you run over there, and you throw it to them. Those are some pretty good deeds, aren't they? That's pretty righteous deeds that you've done, right? But you don't have a relationship with Jesus Christ. You're not following Him. You have no kind of relationship with God whatsoever through His Son Jesus. Do all those righteous deeds make you a righteous person? Well, no, they don't. But let's flip it. Let's say you are a follower of Jesus Christ. You go on this sales trip, but you have a horrible day. You don't sell anything. Matter of fact, everybody told you no. So you're walking back to the hotel, you're kind of dejected, and sure enough, that same homeless man sitting there, and you kind of grumble at him, "Oh, get a job. Get off the streets, get a job." And that ball comes over the fence, and you kick it down the street away from the kids, and you see the elderly lady crossing the street. You don't even stop to give her a second chance. Those are pretty unrighteous things, aren't they? Pretty mean things. But you're a follower of Jesus, just having a bad day. Do those unrighteous deeds make you an unrighteous person in God's sight? They don't. But why do we often live like that? Why do, when we mess up, and we sin, we blow it. Why do we allow the lies of the enemy to penetrate our heart and completely destroy who we are in Christ Jesus? Because that's really what happens. We allow him to do those things. We allow Satan to steal, kill, and destroy who we are, because our righteousness has nothing to do with our performance. It has everything to do with our right standing with God through that perfect sacrifice of Jesus Christ.